When it comes to the Skywatcher Heritage 130P Flex Tube telescope, a number of inquiries I get before potential buyers make the purchase is about the mount. They're a bit concerned that perhaps it is a tabletop mount. Is the table going to be secure enough? Or is it going to be tall enough as it is without putting it on another mount, which I'll come on to shortly. And yeah, I guess I often say you could just use like a small camping stool or something, especially if you are going out on location. That will be absolutely ideal. But then you can add another mount, and I often say this, at a later date. You can get something like a Skywatcher EQ3 mount, or maybe a Skywatcher AZ4, AZ5, etc. But then you're nearly doubling the price of the scope, and I wouldn't say it's, although you can in theory put it on a photographic tripod, I wouldn't really recommend that. It wouldn't be sturdy enough. But there is actually a solution for not much more, where you can get it on an EQ mount and it still comes on under, well under £300 at the time of this video. And you may not have thought of this. It's the Skywatcher StarQuest DX130P, the DX version, not the previous version. The DX version has much stronger, more sturdier tripod with steel tubed legs. But when you think about it, I guess in the same way, my aging Volkswagen Passat, like around about the same time you could get maybe a Seat Leon, Volkswagen Golf and other cars. They all have the same engine, but everything around it was different. StarQuest 130P DX model, it has the same mirror, objective and secondary mirror, or primary mirror and secondary mirror as the Heritage 130P. So it's exactly the same telescope but in a different package, but you get it with the StarQuest DX Deluxe mount, which I repeat is a much improved version of the other one. So it's essentially the same scope but on an EQ mount. Now with a EQ mount, yes, it's not sort of grab and go. You still have to put it on a level surface, and you'll need to roughly polar align it. If you're not going into photography in a big way, then as long as it's near accurate polar aligning, that will do the job. It doesn't take long to set up. There are lots and lots of videos out there, and the instructions should point you in the right directions. So there are slight changes. You get a 10 and 20mm eyepiece with the StarQuest DX. These are different, slightly different to the Flex Tube, which comes with modified achromatics. But the StarQuest DX, this is where I think one of my bugbears, I've mentioned this before with telescopes, they seem to have to come with a camera adapter now, a smartphone adapter, and these 10 and 20mm eyepieces are designed to fit with the Skywatcher smartphone adapter that comes with the scope. I would much rather than put in maybe an extra eyepiece, better quality eyepieces, a good quality moon filter, rather than a smartphone adapter. But hey, smartphone adapters, they sell telescope, and so yeah, it'd be perfect for taking photographs of the moon, for example. And with this mount, you can actually add a motor drive. It's just a little battery drive that screws into position, and it's not go-to mount. But it will help once you're polar aligned to track the stars. You're not constantly adjusting the scope as you go along, and it could have an advantage for photographers who like to do image stacking when it comes to the moon, so you can get hundreds or more photographs stacked together as it tracks. And another difference between the Heritage and the StarQuest Skywatcher scopes is the focuser. The Heritage comes with a bit of a love-hate focuser. It's a helical focuser that you screw in, screw out to achieve focus. Some people like it, some people don't. Whereas the StarQuest comes with the traditional rack and pinion. They both come with the same Skywatcher red dot finder to help find whatever you're looking for in the night sky. And so that's a quick look at the differences between the Skywatcher Heritage 130p, Skywatcher StarQuest DX 130p. With regards to the optics, the main thing, the primary and the secondary mirror, they're the same scope, and so if you do upgrade your eyepieces with either one, you'll get exactly the same view. It's just a different package. So yeah, if you're happy with the convenience of the Heritage, where you just want to maybe put it in the back of the car, quick setup, EQ mounts are of no interest to you, then ideal. You don't have to put it on a tabletop. If you have a small stool, that will suffice. But if you're maybe a bit more serious about maybe photography, wanting to take do some image stacking, etc., and perhaps even if you'd have to get a Barlow lens to get infinity focus, you would in theory will be able to do some longer exposure photography with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, maybe 20-30 seconds or so for deep sky objects such as some of the brighter star clusters and even nebula. And so thank you as always for watching. Link to purchase either telescope in the description below. Obviously you're supporting our channel and our business by doing so. And so yes, I shall see you in the next video.